So interesting. So we have our guest this week, Mr. Michael Alexander. Interesting story, Mr. Alexander. Whenever I was at the Past Business Analytics Conference a few months or so ago, a guy stopped me in the bathroom, like people do.
That's your lifestyle.
He's like, "Yo, what's up?" Yeah, I was tapping my shoes, it was all good. And he says, "Hey, Michael Alexander, you got to get him on the show. You know, it's like he's trying to convince me. Data Pig, you know, he's funny, he's hilarious." So my question to you, Mike, is why are you sending people to the restroom to accost me? And welcome.
Thank you. I didn't catch the question, but I'm glad to know that when people are in the bathroom, they think about me. That's always good to know. I don't know how many people use Excel. I do know how many people hit my blog, about 12 a day, and that's pretty much the extent of my knowledge. But it is good to be here, finally on Excel. It took season 2, right? This is season 2?
Absolutely.
What constitutes the season? 5 episodes? 10 episodes?
20. A full year. This is we're like 9
Well, I hope you don't get canceled next season.
I know, right? You never know if we might lose the internet.
You have the pilot season. You have to get ready for that. So
they might cancel.
Exactly.
There's a chance they'll cancel the internet just to bring us down. That could happen.
We're actually going to go into syndication after this. We're going to be doing replay episodes on Fox at 8 p.m. That's right.
You got a little Gilligan thing going. You could be a little. Was it John Denver or Bob Denver? I think it's Bob Denver, right?
I think it's Bob. Yeah.
I'm the wrong person to ask about that.
So Michael,
I could be the skipper. All I need is a hat.
Michael, would you mind talking a little bit about Data Pig Technologies and Bacon Bits blog? What's that all about for people who don't know?
Well, Data Pig blog, the Bacon Bits blog is my blog. I started it back in 2009, I think, and it was really just a way to sell boot camp seats. And I didn't think it was going to, I thought I was going to run out of ideas, and I just haven't run out of ideas yet. There's some slow weeks where I don't post anything, but for the most part, I try to keep it light and funny, but also still useful. So, yeah, I don't know how long it's going to last. I'm sure that I'm going to run out of ideas one day. It's just going to fester at some point. Maybe I'll turn it into a website, just a standard website at that point. But so far, I still haven't stopped. It's really just a tool to hawk my wares.
So speaking of those wares, I do notice that you sell quite a few or several add-ins, particularly dashboard related. How did those come about? How did you end up developing those?
Oh, it was just a couple of goofy add-ins. One of them, the dashboard tools add-in, I was tired of making dashboard mock-ups. If anyone's ever made a dashboard, you'll know that what you'll get is this Pumpkinhead manager saying, "Hey, I'm a Pumpkinhead. I want to see a mock-up of my dashboard." And what he really wants to see is he wants to see a beta version of his dashboard. And you're like, "Hey, dude, it's going to take about a week to create the mock-up you want, and that's just going to be a mock-up." So one of the things that I started doing is I started creating these little shape-driven mini representations of what's going to be on the dashboard, and that was an easy way to create mock-ups without me having to go through and actually create a chart with real, kind of realistic data in it. So it was really, I'm just a lazy guy, right? And I thought, hey, other people could use this. I should give it away, and then I said, no, I should sell it.
Get paid.
Hey, I'm the data capitalist pig. That's what I am. So.
I like that. So for our kosher keeping viewers, so why Data Pig and why Bacon Bits? What was the inspiration of that for that name?
Look, Data Pig is really named after this guy. Ex-McKinsey guy I used to work for back at my Safety Clean days. His name is Bruce Roberson, and I don't think he'll mind me mentioning. I think he'll never find out that I mentioned, obviously. So in any case, he used every time I gave him some sort of report or analysis, he would want more and more, and so we used to call him the Data Pig. So I just thought that was a pretty funny name, so I just adopted it.
And it went with your love of bacon. Was that was just a coincidence?
Yes, and I'm mad at the internet. The internet just tarnished my old. Everyone's tired of bacon now because the internet is all baconed out. But bacon bits. So, yeah, bacon bits are delicious, and I push out delicious bits of stuff. So
right. Well, you were a trendsetter in that regard, right? The whole, bacon's sort of a hipster thing now, but I think
I don't know. I don't know if I'm the first one who ever enjoyed bacon, but I'm definitely the first one who ever two-fisted 6 strips of bacon at one time. I'm pretty sure I've got that record.
Fantastic. So
living on the edge. So I know that you also Sylvia worked with you. Or at least I did see in the book, in the cocktail book, a mention about your drink. Sylvia?
Mike, have you had a chance to try the drink? The drink. You realize you had a drink named after you, or are you gonna complain that it was too much work? The Control B for our viewers, for our millions of viewers who may not be aware.
Am I showing that book, Sylvia?
Yeah, we're gonna fire that up any second here. The Control B.
Go
ahead.
I did get a copy of the book.
Yes.
And I think it's a beautifully done book. That especially the drink section is. Wow, it's a beautiful section. For those of you that haven't bought the Excel book from Mr. Excel, it really is a fun book to have. It's just a good coffee table book. Even though tricks in there are sometimes things that you've already seen, it's just a fun book. Now the Control B is something I just came off on the cuff, but just like everything else I do, I recommend it to others, but I don't do it myself.
Right.
So I'm too lazy. I'm just a lazy guy. Right. So unless Sylvia and her partner, who actually made the drinks, actually bottles it like that skinny girl lady, I'm not gonna make it. But I'm sure it's delicious. Did you try it?
It is delicious. Of course. I tried all 12. Thank you. I have a tough job. The night before the photo shoot, we had to do a taste test.
Were there any drinks that didn't make it? Someone suggested it was a cool idea.
Oh, as far as drink, I have. See, here's the thing. There's another. It could turn into another book because there were probably about 30 or 40 drink names that didn't make the cut. We only had a budget for a certain number of pages for this book. But there were many that we didn't have the time or the resources to put it together for this edition. But that's not to say that there won't be in the future. So
were there any that were not made, didn't make the book because they weren't really
because they weren't tasty enough?
They weren't G-rated. So like Sex on the Spreadsheet, something like that.
Well, there were a few that we had to nix, or we just modified them so much that they became something else. And then we ended up changing.
You have a similar one. Dax on the beach.
Dax on the beach is hilarious.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
That was a little risque in the Excel world.
Yeah, it was a little bit. Well, we got into a little bit of trouble because one of the slightly off topic, but one of the tips in my section was called "How to Lose Your VB Virginity," and Bill got a letter from from some guy who was on the list of people to get the pre-release copy.
And he didn't like it?
He was not happy about it.
There's one in every crowd. Now, Jordan, you had a section in the book too. Jordan, you wrote the joke section, right?
I wrote a lot of those jokes, unfortunately. Yes, I did. I wrote a lot of them, but
they weren't bad. They were pretty good.
Well, okay, all right. So how about this? Okay, because I thought of this last night. Why did the chart go on an adventure?
I don't know. To find its trend line? I don't know.
Because it had a legend. That's it.
Oh,
that's funny. I'm working on it. It's going to be good.
Oh man.
Hey, listen, guys. This is Excel. It's not. They're not all gems here.
Right.
Welcome to Excel TV, everybody. Welcome to Excel TV.
That's right. So, so two things, because I was going to say this, that maybe we will release an Excel TV line of Control B alcohol drinks. That maybe we'll just leave Sylvia's. Well, maybe we'll invest in that. Maybe we'll do an Indiegogo campaign.
Indiegogo is the thing these days,
That's the
right?
thing right now.
Yeah, so, you can start your own company. Call it Skinny Nerd.
That's right. So,
Stranger
okay,
things
so I
happen.
have a real dashboard question. I'm gonna bring it in. Okay,
Bring it on home.
So one thing I've noticed about your work, Mike, is that over the years your sort of style in creating dashboards has changed. And I was wondering, have you noticed that? Have you noticed like the work that you're doing and presenting now is significantly different from before? And do you think that's like kind of following dashboard trends or your own personal taste, or?
Yeah, I think it's changing. You know what's weird? I was talking about this with a friend of mine today. Do you remember? I remember when I started creating these applications, and I was looking for icons for my applications because you don't want your applications looking cheap, right? So you want to get, you try to proliferate icons from the web. And I distinctly remember, and I actually have a folder that has these icons that are very beveled and shiny. That was the thing, right? Beveled, shiny icons. And I'm telling you, at that time, it looked badass. It looked so slick and smooth. And now that I look back at those applications, they look gaudy. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking. It's almost like I'm looking at a picture of myself in bell bottoms and an afro. It is. I think just times change, and it's amazing how even something like Excel 2007, you look at that, or 2010, it looks so different. And now we're at like the flat icons, and we don't want the bevel, we don't want the shiny. There was a product called Excelsius that everybody
I use that a lot.
raving over, and it's still good, right? But
yeah.
Very shiny stuff, right? There are these themes, these skins, the Aero theme, the whatever else theme it is. But it just changes, and it's amazing. You look back on your work from 5 years ago. I'm sure you have dashboards like that too, right, Jordan? You look back 5 years ago, it looked awesome. You pushed that out. You published it, right? You were like, you gave a thumbs up, right?
And at the time, you thought it was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Some of my old work. I like went into this crazy Stephen Few phase where it was just like no embellishments, no nothing, and now I'm just sort
became
of
angry
back a little bit. Yeah. Now I'm a little chill
no
on that.
logo in the top left corner. Damn it.
Yeah.
Mike, where are you on the Stephen? Do you have like a Stephen Few? Because Jordan's got like. Yeah. I think Jordan might have a Stephen Few poster in his bedroom wall, but what's your, who do you look to for your kind of dashboard?
So I was very, very much into Stephen Few, but what the other few that I always look at is how few dollars I'm getting by doing things that I think are right, but the client doesn't want. So the only few that I listen to is I don't want few dollars. So if the client wants his logo in the top left corner, money is my buddy. So, by the way, I'm coming off as very money hungry. I mentioned my commercials and my
data capitalist pig.
Oh, completely.
I'm not usually like this, but listen. In all seriousness, I think that a lot of things that Stephen Few espouses, simplicity, just watching how much you put on your dashboard. Those are all good tips. I think there's some curmudgeoniness around some of the things he says. I like the bullet graphs, those bullet charts. I've tried to use them and explain them to people, but they just don't. They don't translate very well without you being there and talking to people through it, right? Have you ever tried to push out a dashboard with bullet graphs and somebody says, well, okay, so how am I supposed to read this, right?
Every time.
Right.
Every single time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
They like that because they like the sound. People like the word dashboard or something. It's like they think they want it because it sounds cool, but they really don't know what to do with it. So that's another challenge.
And I think that what you'll find when you do this kind of work long enough is you'll find that most people aren't that smart, and they'll think that they know what they want. You really got to guide them. And the worst decision that someone building a dashboard can make is building a dashboard that allows ad hoc views, right? So I'm going to let them select any view they want, or all they have to do is drag this here and they can see any view. The reality is they're not going to know what view. You really have to come up with your own perspective on what they should look for and look at and show it to them, right? So that means understanding their business, getting more out of the Excel world and more into their business. So it's also understanding what they're trying to achieve and guiding them, because just to shoot out a dashboard, no one's going to use it, right? Most people aren't that smart. Is that horrible to say, right?
Oh, it's all good. We have nothing but nerds watching this, so it's all good.
Well, 75% of people.